Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Farming Valley. So I have been in my test world, and I've been testing a build design, and I think I'm pretty happy with it for the framing, okay? And basically what I've been testing and messing with is how I want to lay out our factory. And I think I've come up with an idea, and I will say that this factory is going to be the largest build that we have in the farm area. And that's not to say we won't eventually do larger builds, but it's going to be massive. So just a heads up. And I will say that today we're going to be speed building, and we're going to be working on starting the factory and laying that out. And actually this area right up here is going to be where a lot of the factory is. Now I will say I have a plan to actually have some connections, maybe running over to that island, as well as down to more like the ground level, because the factory is going to be overlooking the town. A lot of it is, but then some of it, I think what we'll do is we'll have a little bit of a factory that actually sits down there, and then we're going to have like some like industrial stairs. We'll have like some of those industrial metal stairs and stuff that lead up and whatnot. So it's going to be a large build. I will say that we're going to be working on just probably today mainly framing and laying out the like the floor of it, and maybe some of the walls, start working on that. But I will go ahead and tell you, we probably won't even get all of that done this episode. I mean, it's going to be large, and the factory, everything that's automated related is going to be in the factory. And that is pretty much everything that's not related to our farm is going to be up there, including mob farms, including, you know, our factorization sugarcane is going to be up there, which is going to be a fairly large setup. Mob farms are going to be tied into the factory. Eventually soul shards is going to be the factory. Some of our auto crafting, our fluid handling, all that stuff is going to be in the factory. It's going to be a very, very large scale thing. And I will say, I mean, it's going to be a work in progress for probably quite a few years of Farming Valley. Due to the fact of its size, and it's going to be an expensive build. Just the outside is going to be a lot of clay, a lot of glass, a lot of steel, a lot of stone. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. But one thing I was thinking about, because this pack does have refined storage in it, and we are going to use refined storage, but I decided that when it comes to our factory, the main thing we are going to be using is conveyor belts, because I don't often get a chance, or not so much don't get a chance, but I don't often have a pack where conveyor belts are like your primary item conduit, right? And I'm kind of excited to do that within this pack. So we're going to use conveyor belts, we're going to use item routers, we're going to use strip curtains, all that stuff within this build. So I'm planning on the factory primarily being conveyor belts. And then, you know, we'll have our refined storage system down here. It's going to hook up into the factory, and, you know, we'll have inputs and stuff into the refined storage system from the factory. But the majority of item transfer and item routing within the factory is going to be conveyor belts, which I'm actually looking forward to a lot. So anyways, let's go ahead. We're going to jump into the speed build, and we'll probably spend most of the episode, if not all the episode, working on that. We may spend a little bit of time at the end of the episode, depending on where we're setting on clay, because I do want to get a clay conia. Nothing too elaborate right now, because we're not at the point with Britannia where we can go really elaborate, but just a basic clay conia, just so that we can start converting sand over into clay, because we're going to need a lot of it. But I wanted to at least get started on the factory this year, the back end of this year, so we can at least start putting it together. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Across the sea, somewhere far away, and just be free. these storms don't go, we can call it our paradise. Just you and I, now wouldn't that be nice? Oh, it's our paradise, staying up all night. Just you and I, under the moonlight, our feet in the sand, your hand, my hand. Fall asleep till the waves crash in, wake up and do it again. We got this bottle of champagne to ourselves. Drink all we want, forget about everything else. And I want to remember this moment for life, yeah. That look you gave me was staring in my eyes. And I'm never gonna let this go. Dancing real fast and slow, holding your waist real close. It's our paradise, let's go.
JT, a paradise is there to be taken. We out here grinding, waiting for vacation. Hit that destination, party on the beaches, different nights, different constellations. And when I look into your eyes, ain't no hesitation, no. Working hard with you, baby, by my side. Got 24 hours in the dark, still with what we like. Sipping by the sands, catching waves in the beds. It's an honor to be with you, cause baby, you make me understand what it means to be a real man. I got you covered in the brands, cause you a real fan. I want the house in the hills, that's the real plan. While I'm working every time for the deal, man, it's real fam. Every time I see you, stay wishing there be his vision we seen it. Riding Bentleys, rolling right through the Prius, believing it was meant to be. Together chasing paradise, making you for life, never ending journey, please. Yes, please, sign me up. Sonny's at the door, I tell him line it up.
I see the light inside your eyes. You make me feel like I'm awake. I don't know why you make me shine like a star in the sky. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You take me high, oh yeah. Be by my side, baby, yeah. Only you can save me. Only you can save me. Get me through, get me through, yeah. Get me through, oh, get me through, save. Get me through, get me through, yeah. How to touch you blow my mind like a bottle of wine. I'm insane. I come alive, you drive me wild when I kiss you at night. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. Falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You take me high, oh yeah. Be by my side, baby, yeah. Only you can save me. broken soul in a wonderland without angels. That is how I feel when the mirror shows me a stranger. Yeah. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Yeah, I'm incomplete. Hey, 'cause I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Yeah, I'm incomplete. The crack of dawn, I imagine you waiting by my doorstep. But it won't be long before I realize it's a picture in my head, in my head. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Cause I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Cause I'm incomplete.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given. But honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living. But we could run
nothing lasts forever. I can't believe myself. I never thought that this would be our end, but it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to, if you want me to. 'Cause we can run, and we can run. 'Cause stars they fall all for you. So tell me now, what's left to lose if we run?
But it's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.
All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us, like a good drug, never enough.
We hook up in my car, driving so far, play your guitar, you'd show me your art. Let down our guards, think with our hearts, stare at the stars, we were never apart. Drinking too young, way too much fun, out in the sun, hoping when it's gone. Took you to prom, dance to our song, dance all night long till the lights come on.
Now I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. nights, long fights, it felt right, we were alive. We would go out, we were so loud, we were so proud, we had no doubts. Weekends and weekdays, we'd spend our own way. We were careless, we were fearless, we were reckless, time was precious.
We loved to waste time, whiskey and wine, drinking all night, asleep by your side. Finally alive, we would just drive, never arrive. Our journey was live, staying out late, testing our fate, running away. We live for today, young and so bold, never get old. Screw what we're told, we can't be controlled.
It's too late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. How careless we could be.
It's too late now, I remember you and me, and how careless we could be. Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery, and you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. And when you're alone, do you say my name or you say her name? Yeah. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah.
Okay, so quite a bit of work done. It's coming together. It's starting. We can at least see the outline of it for this section. We'll go up there in a second and look at it, and I want to talk about a few things. But first, before we do that, there is a couple things that I want to craft. And looking back, I probably should have crafted them before we started building that. But as the building gets higher, I'm definitely going to want those. And they are from the mod Cyclic. And what I want to craft is, let me actually just look up charms. There's a couple charms that I want to craft. The first one is the air charm, which requires some nether wart, diamond, iron, glass bottle. These things are actually super cheap. I don't think that I have nether wart, though, do I? I do not. Okay, so I'm going to pop into the nether, and there's actually a nether fort near, pretty close to where we spawn in at. So we're going to go for that. Actually, I wonder. Let's take the bicycle with us. It'll make it a little bit easier. Okay, yeah, right over here is a nether fort. Let's throw this down. Ooh, but how are we gonna get over there? Alright, I'm coming around the side here. And, I mean, we've got the climbing claws, which will help us get back out, maybe? Yeah, I can make that jump. Okay. And then we can just climb up the wall here. And then drop inside. Alright. We haven't been in a nether fort yet. But I just need a couple pieces of nether wart. I'm going to grab a bit of it, though, because we're going to have to get that stuff replanted. Actually, let me throw this down. This will make it a little bit quicker. I love this bicycle. Like, I love it so much. We are going to, you know, later we'll buy some other vehicles. Like, I definitely want, like, the helicopters and stuff. I'll take this stuff. Okay, here's what I'm looking for. What? Does that really not work? Can I not get nether wart? How do I get nether wart? Mana infusion. Blaze rod makes nether wart? Is that the only way I can do this? God. Oh, that's nasty. That is very bad. Okay, well. You know what? I don't know why I didn't, here, let me actually mark this. We're gonna, whoops. We're gonna call this Nether Fort. There we go. And I've got to get back over there. Alright. And I'm just going to... There we go. I love these climbing claws. These things are so handy. They're so good. Alright. And basically what we're going to have here by the end of the episode is more or less like poor man's flight. Okay? Let me... Ah ha ha! No! Go! 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 I don't want to fight it. Well, these guys need to get out of here. They're all getting like stuck in the nether portal, which isn't good. But I can make a thing that lets me carry entities, like ride entities around from Cyclic, so I'll probably end up moving them out of there before long. How many blaze rods do I have? I might actually have to pop back in the nether, depending on... I have none, so that's good. That's good. Okay, I want to... Let me set something here. I want to set a teleport into this building. And I'll say no. And then I want to teleport over to the desert. So let me actually take the bicycle with me. And there's one other thing that we're going to need a few of, and that is Lucky Rabbit's Foot, or Rabbit Foot. Magma slimes here. Alright. Rabbit hide. This might take a minute, so let me... Oh my gosh. I hate chasing these things down. Okay, we got a rabbit's foot. And I think the wing charm just requires one. We are going to need more to repair its durability. But I'm kind of on a deadline, so you know what? When I need to repair its durability, I will come back and farm that. Okay, so I need to go get blaze rods so I can make alchemy catalyst. So let's go do that. Let me pop back through. I'm gonna go kill a few blazes. They tend to be everywhere around in the nether, so it shouldn't take too long. There we go. I was hoping I could get that heat scar spider knocked off of there, because I don't even want to deal with all the babies that are going to come out of that thing. I swear when you need blazes, you can't find them. Like, I may have to go back to the nether fort. Oh, there's one. Okay. And I'm going to need, like... There we go. Into fire. There's one blaze rod. I'm going to need, I think, 4 to make this work. Okay. I got 5 blaze rods. I got another one when I was leaving. So... Alright. I'm kind of damaged. Let me actually, I ate all that berry medley. Let me eat something real quick. I'm gonna make, probably between this episode and next, I need to make some food. I just always forget about it, and then, because I just don't eat all that much on this series. Like, it's one thing we don't do a whole lot of is eat. Okay, so the charm, the air charm, to get the nether wart, mana infusion, the alchemy catalyst, 4 living rock, mana pearl, gold ingot, brewing stand. I actually got the gold right here. Haha. So let me get 3, there's 6, and we'll get our 2 brewing stands, which I don't know how much actual brewing we're going to be doing in this pack, due to the fact that nether wart's so expensive. Long term it won't be that bad, but right now it's pretty rough. Alright, and then we're going to need living rock, which I've got over there, and mana pearl. I've got 5 ender pearls right now. I don't mind spending... honestly, I'm at the point right now where I've come to the conclusion that we're probably not going to go to the end until after we get the mob farm, and we're not going to get the mob farm until after we get at least some of the factory done. So, yeah. We're getting there. It's going to take a little bit longer than I was originally thinking, but... Alright, so alchemy catalyst, there we go, and I'm kind of glad we got this thing. It's actually quite useful. And we're just going to put this under our 1 mana pool for right now. Eventually we'll have more like a dedicated one. And then we can take our blaze rods and pow, pow. There's our 2 nether warts. Okay, and honestly the rest of these charms, they're crazy cheap. Like cyclic tends to be like pretty inexpensive to craft these things, but they're very, very powerful. Alright, so we're going to need 3 iron, a diamond, and then we're going to need a couple glass bottles. So, and I think we need 2 diamonds and like 6 iron altogether. Okay, so the air charm, there we go. And what this does, it allows you to walk on air while you're sneaking, and if you stop walking, you're able to jump. And then you can right-click it to toggle it on and off. And then I also want the wing charm. Gives slow fall after 6 blocks. This one is the one that... Ow, it takes nether wart too. Okay, let me pop back into the nether real quick. And by the way, to toggle it off, right-click it in your inventory, not while you're holding it. So, alright, let's pop through. And actually got quite a few blazes. There we go. There's a blaze rod. Oh, nitro creeper. Ah, gosh. Almost didn't see that. I didn't even realize that nitro creepers were in this pack. Like, I haven't spent a ton of time in the nether, and I didn't even think about them being added by Natura. I think it's Natura that adds those. Totally didn't even think about them. Up until now being in the pack. The nether is really nasty in this pack. For being like kind of more of a peaceful kind of farming pack, this pack has some nasty mobs in the nether. Like between the heat scar spiders, nitro creepers, and then of course things having like legendary status and stuff, like it has some stouter combat stuff. But and not being really an OP pack, like there's not much OP. Cyclic and inventory pets is about as OP as it gets, which I'm not doing a whole lot with inventory pets. That's just, you know, I don't know, I'm not crazy about it, but alright, so there is our wing charm, and we got an achievement for getting that. And the reason I want these is combined, these things are pretty much like flight. And it's now the 17th. Alright, but let's head up here, and yeah, this is what it looks like so far. I've got to bring that steel up, and then, of course, we got to go through and do detail work. I'm going to do some chisels and bits around the windows, and I was actually playing around with adding, like, just decorative wire that kind of runs along up at the top of these sections, just for looks. So, we'll do some stuff like that around the build and everything, and also, another thing, over here, this is going to be a doorway coming out, and there's actually going to be a pathway that comes up, like, right in through here. Stupid skeletons. My bed actually broke. I don't know if you noticed, but my bed did break. I need to go buy another one. I'm bad about making it to the shops on time, especially whenever I'm speed building. Like, I never make it on time. But anyways, we're going to have a path that kind of comes up, and then it comes up to here and enters, like this will be like the main entrance for this section of the factory. And then, like I said, we may have a section that kind of connects over to that island. We'll see, but we will definitely have a section that goes down to that area. So, and then we'll have stairs that connect up. But anyways, I am going to add another door, and it's probably going to be right in here-ish, like right here, maybe. But I've got to decide exactly where. Also, there's going to be some attachments to this that are not currently here. Actually, over on this side, I'm planning on setting up a bunch of transformers and kind of having like a little power station look. It's not actually going to have any practical purpose, but it's going to be set up for just looks. And some little things like that. Also, maybe some attached smokestacks. But this is just the base of it. So if I add little additions, some of these stairs will get broken off, and the building will get shaped up after the fact. But I just kind of wanted a baseline to work from this episode. So, and to kind of give you an idea of what the walls are going to look like as they get built up and everything. But let's use our charms here. And I'm really, really excited about these things. Let me grab my bicycle here. So I can use the climbing claws, of course, to just climb up these walls. And then what we can do is, like, we'll go ahead and right-click that. Sometimes they act up, they don't want to turn on. But then what I can do is, look at that. I can actually, from way up there, I can, and then I can stop and jump up and go higher. And we can actually kind of fly around our town now. Of course, we are going to get flight in two other ways. The first being our helicopters and stuff from the transportation mod, as well as Britannia flight with the Flugel Tiara. So, in time. But this is going to be nice. Being able to actually, like, I can do that and just kind of, like, get to where I want to go. Oh, and it just activated my slow fall. You can see that's the wing charm? Yeah, I got them mixed up. The wing charm gives me the slow fall effect for 30 seconds. So, and I can just kind of hover back down to the ground. And you'll notice I kind of get like a speed boost whenever I hold shift. And, yeah. It does run through durability pretty quickly. You'll notice, I mean, this thing's already taken a bit of durability damage. However, to actually repair this thing is crazy cheap. I'm going to go ahead and toggle that off real quick. I probably won't keep them both on because the air charm, I can just kind of do that. And out of curiosity, if I was to fall like a long distance and then stop, I do not take fall damage. So if I'm like way up, I can just fall, hit shift right before I hit the ground, and then just touch my feet on the ground. So, I mean, the wing charm I'm probably not going to be using as much as the air charm. And then to repair the durability on these, they have a crafting recipe. The wing charm requires a rabbit's foot. A little bit we don't really have rabbits put in our farm. That is one thing I want to get set up. Rabbits and pigs. I want to get those set up probably at the beginning of next year. I want to get those a little place for them. The pigs and the rabbits actually, well, temporarily they'll go in the barn. The pigs will stay in the barn long term probably. The rabbits will, I'll probably do like a little rabbit hutch type setup. Maybe. We'll see. But we'll do something probably different for the rabbits. Kind of like the chickens. But right now, rabbit's foot's kind of somewhat expensive. However, the air charm just requires a glass bottle. And of course, we have a ton of those things. Stacking 17. So we're good on air charms. That's not going to be a problem at all. I mean, glass bottles. And then I can just take that, combine it with that, and there we go. And I don't know. I'm not for sure if it restores all the way to full durability from like nothing. Or what, for just one glass bottle. But yeah, either way, it's super cheap, right? And it pretty much gives us creative mode flight. So there we go. Look at that. I kind of wish that you could jump while moving to like move up. That would be kind of nice, but even still, like, it's still like super handy to have. So that combined with the climbing claws, these pigs, I don't know if you noticed, I did make a little note in the video, but these pigs got on my nerves so much in this episode, because I'd be like trying to build and they're like, hey, let me stand on that. Let me stand right here where you're trying to put that block. Let me try to push you off. Like, it's terrible. I'll go ahead and make a mark here. I'll have to move it later once I get the floor in, but the floor is actually going to be on this level where the cobblestone's at. So it's going to be a little bit above. That's why I went ahead and just threw down torches here, because I'm just going to put the floor right over it, and it will be easy to kind of just set those in. So, but anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode, so I am going to end it out here. Next episode, I'm not 100% sure what task we'll be doing. Like I said, I decided I think the mob farm, I'm going to wait. I've got ender pearls, and I can always go hunt for more. So we'll probably do a little bit of Botania before too long. I'm going to try this. It's going to be great. I love it. Okay. I let off a little bit too far up, but even still, that's so nice. So I'm going to wait to do the mob farm because I'm going to have a lot of items coming in from that probably. And then I need to do item routing, which will be conveyor belts, which will be the factory. So I want to get some of the factory in before we build out the mob farm. So next episode, we will either be speed building, well, yeah, we'll either be speed building on the house, or we'll be working on a little bit of Botania and then speed building the factory. So, because we do have to get the Clayconia, I've got steel running right now, and I've been trashing the creosote because I've got so much creosote just building up, and then I have creosote bottles back in the storage building, and I was just kind of like, meh, and I just trashed some of them. Or trashed a bit of it. Yeah, see, it's full again. So, but I've got to get a lot of steel made, because it's, basically it's one steel ingot per block, and that's going to be the framing all around that. It's also going to have some of the roof is going to be those steel the steel sheet metal, so it's a very, very expensive building. But so far, I think it looks pretty good from a distance. Like, it's coming together, so. And actually, those ladders and stuff I can trash at this point. But anyways, next episode is kind of a toss-up between those two things, and we'll see. I'll decide between episodes, and we'll tackle one of them. So, or we'll be working on another farm plot. I don't know, because we do need to get that done. We'll fit that into next episode somewhere. I'll probably go ahead and flatten terrain off camera, maybe, and then we'll tackle that next episode as well. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. It is kind of nice to have some sort of semi-flight at this point and to have the factory started, so yay. Anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.